in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Away with Words, the podcast. It's your girl, Bri Stories.
And it's MJMKID.
It's MJMKID. AyeTati is not with us today. She won't be with us for the next few episodes, so don't be alarmed. We do record in batches, and when there's a busy day, sometimes that means I'm missing a couple episodes, but that's okay.
Yeah, she's coming right
with
back.
Us in spirit, and she'll be right back, exactly. Hi, McGee, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. This was a trying week. Just came back from traveling, so I just had to get myself back together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed you a lot.
I missed you too.
I feel like it's been a really long time. I mean, it has, really. We took a couple of extra weeks where we usually just skip 1 week. So it's been like 3 weeks.
It's been like 3 weeks.
We've recorded. So here we are. I'm very excited. I do have an icebreaker.
Tati, where's the icebreaker, girl?
Tati, where's the icebreaker? No. For the icebreaker, since we are in like officially knee deep in spooky season.
Yeah.
What character from a Halloween themed show or movie do you closely identify with? Like, who do you feel like that's me? I'm that person.
Oh, that's a good one. Give me a sec. Do you have one already?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, please go.
Marnie from Halloween.
I was going to think Halloween Town immediately. Tell me why.
Because I feel like I'm just a young witch trying to figure it out.
Wow,
you know?
That's so deep. So that's a young witch
just
trying
to like make it just so solid. I'm like, you know, we're all just young witches just trying to figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah, that is my first thought. You know,
absolutely, that's a really good one. Throw out some movies. Wow.
I don't know why. I think because like your little nose makes me think about Tia and Tamara. So I was thinking about Twitches.
Twitches
at first
came to my mind too. If only I had a twin, that'd been fantastic.
It's like I remember Twitches, but I don't remember it enough to know which one you would relate to the most.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I know they had like one was the sun and one was the moon.
Obviously, you know more than me.
They had those necklaces, something like that.
What
I don't know.
movies are out there?
What else? Don't Look Under the Bed.
Yes. Wow, you're saying
I feel like that one.
Straight. Yeah,
I feel like the dude
exactly.
Don't Look Under the Bed for sure.
Yeah, because he was the imaginary friend.
He was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of what's Fran?
Is that her name? That sounds right.
I think it's Fran. I feel like I had heard them scream that name.
But no, yeah, I feel like that's definitely giving you.
Dang, what's his name? Can't think of
it either.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Definitely.
I like that. Okay. Well, before we check in, let's just do a little housekeeping. Thank you all so much for being here. Please continue to do all the things that keep us going and rolling, like subscribing, telling your friends about us, reposting where you can, like, share, comment, subscribe, everywhere that you can. You can also make sure that you're getting emails from yaymash.com, which is our website counterpart where Tati and I do writings and things like that, and all things Away with Words, the podcast, and Your Morning Message podcast. All things live on yaymash.com, so make sure that you're there. Let's check in.
Nice.
I'll check in. Okay. Physically, I'm feeling very calm, very like steady. Mm-hmm. Emotionally, I feel joy and love. My attention is currently on. I think I burned the roof of my mouth, and that's really getting on my nerves.
The food is way too hot.
I know, but I'm greedy.
Yeah, I do that all the time with my tongue, too.
Yeah. I hate when it's the roof of the mouth, though. That's the fucking, or the side of the cheek when you, like, bite your, ugh.
Good luck.
I hate that stuff like that happens at all. And spiritually, I'm feeling, I don't know the word for what I'm feeling spiritually. Mm-hmm. I guess surrendered.
Yeah, wow.
I feel submissive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, take me as I...
Yeah, just like...
Just do whatever.
Do with me what you will.
Just do it.
God.
God and God only. No.
Well,
maybe,
you know, we'll see how it goes.
Physically... I feel much better than I did these past 2 days. I haven't been really good sleep, and my body's just been kind of tired. It's been very twitchy, but I don't feel like that anymore.
Twitches.
Oh, right, exactly. A lot of like weird muscle spasms was happening. It was keeping me from getting some rest. So I didn't feel like that last night. I don't feel like that this morning.
Nice.
So I don't know what to call that. I guess a little bit healed in a way.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I'm very overwhelmed. Mainly just because it's getting towards the end of the year and it's just moving fast, and I just feel like my attention needs to be being present. I'm working on some self-development, so I'm cutting some things out, and I gotta just make a little bit of changes.
Got you.
Spiritually tested.
You got this.
Yeah, definitely.
We got this. Well, coincidentally, I thought that we would just have just a little bit of a check-in conversation, which everything always kind of flows the way that it's supposed to. Like when you really pay attention to stuff, like, I don't know. I think that it's interesting that after, so 3 weeks ago, for y'all don't see that time because you just, see the episodes come out. But 3 weeks ago, we celebrated our 6-year anniversary. And I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of fitting for our next episode after that to kind of just be you and I, because we're like the main steerers of the Yay Mash ship.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's cool for us to just kind of like check in and just personal, professional, just where we at and how we feel.
Where are we at and how we feel?
I am having a very, very interesting time.
Yeah.
Like, very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to expound on that. It's just weird. Like weird, but I think sometimes I go, well, I'm probably not just me, but I think sometimes we as humans go through things that feel repetitive so that we can see ourselves be different. Ooh. And or be more elevated, more healed. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Because I feel like this, the outside of the situation, like the circumstances itself, is very reminiscent of things that I've been through before. But while I have all the same negative feelings, like just feeling uncomfortable and just also reckoning with a lot of other different feelings too, but also on top of that, and what's most prominent underneath that, like cradling all of those feelings, is like this deep trust, like this deep understanding of like, you're good, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And I think that it's good that I see that now, because there were times that I went through stuff like this and it wasn't that way. I literally was like, wow, I guess this is how I die. like I don't know what's after this.
Right.
So yeah, so that's been really interesting. And also just I don't know. I still feel I don't know. I need better vocabulary. Like I just keep being like, it's totally weird. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get to a space where I'm looking back at this space and it's like, oh, I know exactly what that was now. But right now, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Right now, I'm just like, this is bizarre. But I'm just trying to be very present through it all.
That's exactly how I feel. After coming back from my trip, I felt like I was moving so fast, doing just, not even just there, but even before I left, just kind of just on the move, like I said, constantly in my car, driving here, driving there, and I had not really spent a lot of time by myself in a long time.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed last night just being at home on a Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just not really, like I was down here, like making sure things were right and listening to music, and then went upstairs and watched things that I enjoy. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, I'm really being present right now. I'm really enjoying this space. And I know what I need to cut out so everything else aligns, which is my fucking vice. And so
I get it.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. And so I know when I do indulge in that, I don't do the things that I really want to, the things that matter to me, for instance, like my consistency in the gym, and then that leads to like not really liking every single part of my body, but I'm like, Michael, it's fine. And then that's when like confidence goes like shifts a little bit. I'm like, I'm tired of feeling like that.
It's like a snowball effect. It just builds off of it.
Huge snowball. And I know where it stems from. So I haven't done it, and I always know I always feel good when I don't.
Yeah.
So
isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. Like went to the gym like 5 a.m. for the past 2 days. Like just got up. Getting the rest part means a lot to me too. So I'm working on that still. But just being productive, sat at the computer, did some stuff for work, and got to relax. Like the balance was totally there. And so I was like, it's just time to just cut it very, very less.
That's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because like when I stopped, I think that I was like, it's been very fascinating since I've stopped, like how open everyone has been and how many people have been like, you know what? Yeah. You know, and I wasn't expecting that. I kind of was like, not consciously, but somewhere in me, I was like preparing myself to like, okay, like, just preparing myself for like, this is going to be something that you do alone, you know, like, and it might feel alone. You might feel alone. It might feel like I was kind of just bracing myself for feeling like this is your thing, but like everybody's been so receptive to it. And I feel like that is kind of everybody's sentiment of like, it's about that time.
I think, exactly.
And maybe not forever or like, you know, but like, or always.
I don't want to put a time on it. I just don't need to.
Now. I had impromptu the other day, Thursday, Wednesday, I don't know what day. I was on three-way with Ari and Zainab at the beginning of the week, and one of them was like, I kind of want to just like hang out with y'all and watch like Halloween movies. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And so they play. Oh yeah, it was Thursday. So they were like, let's go over there on Thursday. And I'm currently between jobs, so this past week I've just been out in the wind.
Go girl.
So at noon, they were like, yeah, let's do it at noon. So I'm like, okay, like I can literally do that. And the day before, I saw another friend, Dion, and kind of just like brought it up to him. And so it ended up being like more people there. And one of our friends, Bradley, was in town. So like he came.
Fun.
So it was like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I made mocktails.
Right.
And I'm like, it's so like that even on its own. Like I'm thinking about that now. Like I don't think I really thought about it then. But like that is also just a testament to like what we're saying. Where it's just like, wow, I really thought like this was going to be a thing like you just do by yourself, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I also wanted to like, I think I was so like hyper aware of wanting to make sure that y'all knew, like, no, I want y'all to do what y'all want to do. Like, I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, we got to tiptoe around Brianna now, But people have just been genuinely, like, wanting to. Like, I've gone out to dinner with Ari, like, a few times, and she gets a mocktail with me. And I don't know, it's just, but it's been feeling so free. It hasn't felt like, oh, I'm like, putting a damper on everybody's shit.
Yeah, I'm totally ready for that.
I think it's just time for us to do drugs.
The hard ones.
Just do real drugs.
Yeah, definitely. And even from we'll definitely do them.
I'm not serious.
I'll get there.
Yes. We'll check in on my birthday.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And for me, also like the amount of money that I was spending.
Ooh.
I think that's another thing for me because I don't want to keep either I'm buying it on my own, or I'm putting in for it, or going to a bar. Like I'm just tired of that routine. Yeah. Personally.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm gonna like make an announcement to everybody. I mean, they're watching, but I don't think I'm about to go around and be like, guys.
No, it doesn't.
I was like, no, I'm okay.
Exactly.
Like I'm just gonna stay present. Another thing I thought about, I'm flip flopping around. I'm just going out the door. Okay. I also thought about the intimate experience.
Ooh.
And like how often have you been intimate and hadn't had a thing?
Yes.
And I really almost cannot count. I mean, I can't say that I have.
Yeah.
And for both people, like, and it's just like, do I really know what I like?
Right.
Real?
Right.
And so I was thinking about all that yesterday. I'm like, wow, I'm really serious about this right now.
It's so crazy that you bring that up because that was something for me too. And when I said that, like,
and I feel like you said all of this, but I had to come into
I know, but like also like I think that it's important that you're having this experience on a personal level because I say stuff and sometimes I very overgeneralize stuff. we both know I've had a lot more sex than you. No
yes,
shade.
not at
but
all.
like in the amount of sex that I've had, and I'm just like, yeah, like when I'm in my emotional space, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how many times I've actually had sober sex, and it's like, that's not true. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I was in a whole relationship. Like, obviously I have, but I think there is still a testament to like all the moments that I go back to where I'm like, oh, it was so intense, it was so this, but it's like, was it that though, or was it that you were just fucking drunk? You know?
Exactly.
So I
Did that
definitely
heighten it
feel
for
that.
you?
But I have
Yeah.
been I've been, I be on my woo woo shit. I was listening to Shambooty this week.
Yeah.
Not Shambooty, Lovers and Friends
Lovers
by
and
Shamboo
Friends.
Tram. And she had a young woman on her podcast named Tenario, I think her name is.
Okay.
I hope I'm not butchering your name. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. I was having such a strange day. This was Friday. This was yesterday.
Oh.
Weird. It be feeling so far removed.
Yeah, exactly.
I was having such a weird day. I tweeted, like, I'm having a very fragile day. Like, I went to a doctor's appointment, and it was just one of those days where, like, every time somebody asked, oh, is it this? And it's like every time somebody asked me how I was doing or, like, greeted me in some way, I'm, like, about to burst into tears. Like, I'm about to just start crying. And that's just the type of morning I was having. And I was listening to her podcast, like, in chunks. Like, I listened to some of it, then I would pause it because I went to the doctor. Then I would pause it because then when I left the doctor, I was like, I need to just let myself cry because I'm, like, on the verge of tears every 5 seconds. Right. Just at the doctor's office. Yeah. Like, it was fucking weird. So I let myself, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. I had my headphones in, didn't have nothing on, and I just was, like, letting myself cry. And I did a voice diary in my phone. I'm starting to call them voice diaries.
Definitely.
Long story, but I'm going to make it short. So I made a voice diary in my phone, just kind of like a voice note, memo, whatever. Processing, just like talking out loud, like, what am I feeling? What am I going through? Da-da-da. At I did 4 different voice notes because I kept pausing and stopping, and I went to Starbucks or whatever. The second or third one that I did, I just was talking to myself. I was just saying, like, you know, Brianna, like, I know that this is uncomfortable, but you know that this is temporary. Like, your higher self knows that this is temporary. You know that you're taken care of. You know that you're good. Like, I was just saying those things, and as I was saying it, I was, like, crying again. Why the fuck, Michael? I pressed play on that podcast, and I don't know what Shan asked her, but she said something. She was just like, something about fake it till you make it. And Tenaria was like, you know what? One day I just made a voice note in my phone, and I just was affirming myself and telling myself, like, you got this, da-da-da. And then they played a clip of the voice note, and she's literally crying, saying, like, you got this, God's got you. It was bizarre.
Oh, my goodness.
And I literally was sitting there like, oh, my God. And, like, 15 minutes before that, I had tweeted that.
Yeah.
And so, like, after I listened to that, I got back on Twitter and had all these notifications, so that made me cry.
Oh, right.
It was just, like, such a moment. But I said all of that to say something specific, and now look at me. Because you said something. Oh, in that, so the episode is about sacred sexuality, and she was talking about practices like masturbative meditation type practices. And y'all know I like that type of stuff. But a lot of times I think that I was always doing it from a scope of like, or I was telling myself it was about me, but sometimes it really wasn't. Like, it was about being a better performer, like being more sexual for someone else, you know? So that was kind of just like nice to kind of just like get that in my head too, because it's like now it's like building blocks. Now I've taken away the alcohol aspect, and now I'm getting back into really like stripping away everything and being like, okay, no, what is it about you? Like, what do you like? Like, what are you trying to get into and stuff? So I did some more what they call like pleasure mapping, and she was talking about that. And when she was talking, I was like writing stuff down because she was talking about certain techniques that I never even heard of before.
I need to hear all about it.
But like pleasure mapping is when you just trace your entire body and you just take note of the places that feel pleasurable. Because a lot of times when we're having sex with people, we just go for the regular, you know, you go for the erogenous zones.
Exactly.
They kiss your neck or your ear and your genitals, you know?
Right.
But when you're doing this pleasure mapping thing, and I was doing it, and I wrote down every time I had a moment where I touched myself, it was like I felt a thing, and it was like not just my pussy area, you know? Exactly. So anyway, I feel like that just went all over. It was a really, really good time, and then I did exactly what she said, because she like mapped out like this whole routine. And I did that. I did it this morning, actually.
Look, just trying it now.
Yeah, literally. But even that, like, even I was very interested in how many places. So, like, we're symmetrical beings, and, like, how many times, like, I touched something and it didn't work on the other side. Oh. Like, I would have a feeling here, like, in the groove where my neck and my shoulder meets on my right side, but not on my left. Okay. Or, like, my right cheek, but not my left. And, like, wow. I thought that was very fascinating. And I think that even though I'm trying to get myself out of, like, oh, it's not about other people, it's about you, I'm also very excited by the idea of, like, next time I do get into an intimate space, being able to tell someone something as obscure as, like, you know what really turns me on is if you would touch me here. And it's like, you know, anyway.
I like that too.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, though, Michael. And I think that is really great that you are just doing it with curiosity and being open and not being forceful with yourself. And it's coming from a place of, like, genuine observance. Like, you're noticing that you could get this result after this thing, and you know, so
every single time, too. Even professionally, like, it just, my productivity is going to change, and I'm gonna my creativity. Oh no, it's fine. I feel like it affects my creativity sometimes. Absolutely. So you know, I'm excited to see where that goes for these hoes.
Me too, and you know what? I think that, like I was just talking about, like, building blocks. There are certain things, the fact that you just started teaching us to dance again, I feel like that is one of those things where it's like, and the thing that's most interesting about growing is that a lot of it is just a coming back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like coming back to your genuine self, like who you've always been. Exactly. And I think that was such a testament of, like, oh, Michael's on a journey. Yeah. You know, like the fact that you were called back to that. And
it's like it's fucking time.
Yeah. And all of that stuff and everything that's following it, everything that's coming with it, where you're just noticing, like, okay, I can do without this thing, or, you know, do with less of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's great. I'm very excited about that. Thank you. I think it's so weird. And it's like, I have just this automatic, I'm very optimistic just in my natural state. And I think that I'm more optimistic now because of how dark I know it can get. Excuse me. I haven't even burped yet, and I said, excuse me. It's coming. Excuse me. But I don't know. I just feel like everything is coming together, and when it all comes together, it's going to be way bigger, better, more beautiful than we even know, you know?
I think
so that makes me feel good. That makes me feel excited. That makes me feel excited for y'all. That makes me feel excited for myself, you know? Right. I think that everything is really going the way it's supposed to. This year is, like you said, it's speeding out this bitch, and I don't understand. Like, literally, yesterday was the 14th. Right. Like, I was just sitting there, like, my birthday is in 4 months. Right. That's fucking crazy.
I cannot believe that.
Like, I just turned 30. Like, I feel like this just happened, and it's just like that, I'm about to be 31.
And when did you start your No More?
July.
Okay, it was July. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's just crazy, though. I'm only on day, like, 88.
Yes.
Which I'm saying only loosely, because that's even crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And all of the stuff that, like, not to keep, like, talking about this, but, like, all of the things that I'm noticing in that, like, I keep getting so shocked with myself, like, wow, girl, you just don't do that anymore. Like, that's crazy, because this is now the longest I've gone without it, because I think that I think the longest I've ever fasted is, like, 40 days.
Right, you fast.
But now it's double that, and it's just like, wow, we really in this. And I think I put up an Instagram story last Friday I went out. And it was one of those, like, you know, when you go to, like, a dive bar, like, hole-in-the-wall type place. See, I'm starting to grow accustomed to what to do at, like, restaurants and stuff. Yeah. But I don't know what to do in bars like that when it's loud. Right. I don't want your water because it's tapped, and I know it's going to be nasty. Yeah. I don't know what you've been doing with those lemons. I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know what to do. I drank 2 Red Bull. Why would I do that? But it was genuinely because I'm like, I don't know what to do in places like this anymore. Like, this is crazy. That's interesting.
I didn't even think about that because I don't really drink other things.
Exactly. You really don't.
I only drink water.
But that's been such a treat for me, though, too, because I like a beverage. You know, I love.
Right.
I like pop and kombucha and all types of stuff. But mocktails have been fun, though, too.
Maybe I can get into that.
We went to the Mesler on 53rd, which I've been going there a lot. Mm-hmm. Not this week, but before. And they made us a virgin mojito with just ginger beer instead of alcohol. Yeah. But still like mint leaves and lime. Definitely. Delicious.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's very good. And that's what I was making for everybody the other day.
I would like to have one. I would like to have one.
Yeah, it's really good. I probably will never make one again because it's so messy. It's so much
really
work.
Is it?
Yeah, making cocktails is a lot.
It is.
And making mocktails is just as much.
Maybe that's why I just don't like a lot of stuff in my drinks. I be wanting to get I just want it straight. And
it's a means to an end.
And maybe a lime or a lemon to squeeze in. Right. I don't really need.
That was my judge too.
Yeah.
But now, if I'm going out, if y'all are gonna do it, I want the works. Right. You know. But at first I didn't even. It's whatever. Right. But anyway, I'm very thankful for us. I'm very proud of us. I think that everything is gonna work out even better than we can imagine. And I think that's what I keep trying to soothe myself with that thought. I keep trying to soothe myself with knowing. I'm going to say this out loud on the show. Yeah. Brian has some trouble closing his garage, but he's on his way.
Oh, Brian. That's the homeowner stuff.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good luck. Good luck.
So that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So just thinking about, we always talk about this, but like where we started and how we used to be on here just getting wasted with bottles, taking shots, and now we're just sitting here just like, just like the evolution.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, it's been a long time, so
it has been a long time, but it's in that I don't know. I think that everything happens the way it's supposed to, because I think that even in moments over the past, like maybe like the first 4 or 5 years, moments when I was like fasting and stuff, I would be a little insecure. I would be like, this is not the show that people came for. Like, you being sober is not what people came for. This is not how y'all started. This is not, I think that used to make me feel a little uncomfortable. But now I'm in a space where I'm like, I value us. I value the quality of this show, just in general. The things that we come with, our ideas, the set, the look. Like, it's so soothing to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, putting this show on the TV screen, it looks good. We know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, if you're listening, just turn it on YouTube really quick to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's gorgeous. So I think that I've just grown so much more comfortable with what we bring, because it's like, I understand that it's really good and we put a lot of thought into it.
I love that. I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing.
Please don't do that right now.
No, I'm very proud of you. You are your journey is so inspiring to me. I'm just centered, and just the ups and the downs of it. It's just all needed, and it's all loved. So,
thank you. Yeah. I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I'm inspired by you every day.
Oh, goodness.
I tell you that, I will always tell you that your birthday, our anniversary, literally owe my life to you. But yeah, I am very excited for us. I feel like it's still going. There's still so much room for it to be like different types of wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to limit ourselves to just like drunk wild. Like, we're pretty OC humans on our own. You know,
all the time.
And I think that all of that stuff is good. I got back on a dating app this week.
Oh, how's that been going?
You know,
that was a hilarious chuckle.
I don't know, but I did meet a person and we exchanged numbers, and I blocked him very quickly after. But that's the name of the game, you know.
Is. What made you be like, let's do it again?
Get back on. That's a good question. I guess boredom more than anything, but also, I think boredom, and also this kind of like recycled realization of like, you're not setting yourself up to meet anybody that much. I don't really go out a lot.
Right.
Even though I'm trying to like, just even I go on walks a lot, and I started, going to local restaurants and stuff like that, and trying to do things like that more often.
Yeah, I meant to come down there and do that with you.
I want you to.
It ain't shit out here. So
the Mesler is my favorite. The Mesler is my favorite fucking place. The Mesler.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
At the hotel on 53rd. The past 2 weeks, it's so funny. I'm happy that I can laugh about this because I'm still in the middle of it.
Right.
But like I literally had no idea that I was gonna lose my job. So last fucking 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
Before this past week, the last 2 weeks, I went to the Mesler 4 times.
Wow.
I went twice each week.
Yeah. One
time with Ari, like I got Ari to meet me, but other than that, I was just going because I love it there, whatever. Yeah. Just blowing money. But but it's still not even, and that's the thing too, when you give up alcohol, you don't spend as much money in restaurants. Like when you get a meal, like when you get a regular meal, like unless you're going to a steakhouse or something, which is understandable. I don't want to. You don't be doing that, but I like that shit. But that's still just not. Yeah. When I think of like, oh, I just want to go somewhere and sit down and catch a vibe and grab a bite to eat, I'm not necessarily thinking about it. I've been going to the Mesler, and like the most expensive thing that I've eaten there so far was like $34, and that was like a lobster roll. Delicious. Okay, I want to absolutely try it. Fantastic. But before that, I had a salmon Caesar salad.
That's what I want.
Bomb. Fries sometimes, because if I'm gonna get a salad, I'm that type of bitch. If I'm gonna get a salad, I need some fries on the side.
Yeah, potatoes.
I need something, But also, it is just very good. But like that's what I'm saying. It's not even like pricey. It's just the amount of times that I was doing it. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't that it was like a lot of money.
Understood.
But and even then, even after that last week, me and Ari went to happy hour at McCormick and Schmick's. Yeah. And we got a virgin drink. We got one. It was like $8 or whatever. But like, you learn to just like conserve and just like, Mm-hmm. And also alcohol is expensive.
As fuck.
Alcohol
especially
is expensive.
The top tier that we usually like to drink.
Exactly. Because I'm like, I don't want that well shit, usually I don't.
Right.
And when I was drinking alcohol, I really wasn't drinking cocktails. Mm-hmm. Because if I was, I would take a well. Right. Because then it's like, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, no, I kind of want a shot, or I want to, or a glass of wine.
Yeah, a glass of wine.
And that shit, none of that shit was cheap. So that has been another joy of mine, of just going to a restaurant and being like, oh, in total plus tip, I only paid like $40. Like, that's not awful. So it's better. Look, it's better on that side. But yeah, I was talking to my friends the other day about, because of course I'm still coming across people that are like, so you're really just, like it's just over with? And I'm like, yeah. But I told them, like, I have already slotted in my head certain exceptions. Like, if I don't know right now, I'm saying that it's for forever, but I don't. I don't want to limit my future self. I don't know who she is. You know?
I don't know what's happening. I just know. Right now,
I have no idea. Yeah. But I told myself that as far as like what I'm doing right now, I am going to be very proud and satisfied with myself when I see 365 days. Mm-hmm. And if I do a full year, I know that that's going to make me proud. So that's kind of like the only goal I have. Okay. But for the most part, I'm just saying it's forever. But if it is forever, I already have slotted my exceptions. Yeah. One of which is if I ever get invited to Kevin Hart's show. Okay. Have you seen the set of his show? Down?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous. And he has a black sommelier. I'm not going to squander that opportunity by being like, oh, sorry, I don't drink. You know?
Exactly. No,
I'm having a glass of wine by your fucking fancy black sommelier. Like, I'm absolutely going to have one. So I already have stuff like that in my head where I'm like, well, yeah. Like, I'm not, or there are like TikToks that I watch where they're like, oh, we went to some obscure country somewhere, and they had like this experience where you pay like $1,100 per person, and they give you this like crazy spread of food, like not spread, but all of these courses, and each course is paired with a cocktail. I'm gonna drink under that. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
The moments like that's really about to be an experience.
Yeah. Like why would I pay $1,100 to get in someplace and not get the full experience?
Exactly.
So
I understand that for sure.
Those are things that I'm like, well, girl, obviously. Yeah. But other than that, I don't think of stuff like, oh, my birthday, I just gotta, like, or like New Year's. I don't think that. But
yeah, that'll probably be, well, that'll probably be the time I probably will, just because I'm going to a wedding, and so I think that I would like to not like indulge, but
no, but yeah.
So like, but that's New Year's Eve, so like, and it's not,
and that as well.
Yeah, so it's not even. Yeah,
I forgot.
So that's where I'll be. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah.
Maybe for probably for Aja's thing, because that's like Halloween stuff. So maybe, but
yeah,
I'm not sure yet.
But also I think that when you have it in mind already, where you just like, I'm taking away the part where I'm just doing it just to do it.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm taking that away for sure.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. And you're not, and you and I have similar. I guess I don't want to call it that, but we have a similar issue when it comes to that. And it's not at all that we need to do it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that when we do it, we're doing it to feel something.
Yes,
so,
we're doing it to
like we gotta we're doing it to get to a place. So sometimes it can get a little out of hand. But other than that, like you are absolutely capable of just not doing it when it's not necessary.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah.
That's the thing.
I love that. Do you have a Halloween costume? Are you gonna dress up for Halloween?
I would like to. I don't have one yet though.
I'm gonna be a slut.
Really? What would that look like?
Just lingerie and ears. You know, cat ears.
Oh, cat ears.
Cat bunny, something like that.
Oh, got it.
And just lingerie, just ass out, titties up to my chin.
Where are you going? Where are you?
Well, I just having a thing.
Okay, so I just thing. Got it.
Ari's also having a thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So.
I just to figure it out.
Yeah, you can be. Look. You can be a golfer.
That's interesting.
So I saw a TikTok earlier where they did a themed. Their theme was rhymes. So you have a partner, and your costumes just have to rhyme. They don't have to be related in any way. But one of them was Flo, like Flo from Progressive, and then her partner was a golf pro.
That's fun.
I thought it was cute.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of like very easy. Yeah. You know, like
to pull off.
Minimal, or you could just wear a jockstrap and
that'd be fun.
Who would you be? Oh, like a Chippendales dancer.
That would be great.
That would actually be really cute.
Oh my goodness.
Would you be embarrassed? Remember that time you threw that party and I just wore like a cropped sweater and my ass was out?
Oh yes.
Onesie.
Yeah.
Would you be embarrassed to like go to a party like that?
I would like to say that I wouldn't, but I don't know, when I actually put it on, I'll be like, yikes.
Like we're doing this, but you know what's funny? I kind of get a rush from that feeling.
Yeah.
From the feeling of like, we're really doing it.
Right.
Like we're really showing our titties, girl.
I really want to test that theory.
I love that.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to
I kind of want you to do it.
No. No pressure.
Like I always tell everybody when I got one on anyway, so
yeah,
I'm like,
you be like, that's what. I love that.
Even
I feel like they
even
have
in Atlanta, I was asking Jasmine, should I put this on? I was showing her. She was like, yeah. Just walked out the room.
Exactly. That's exactly what you should put on. Did you do any canoodling when you were?
No.
No. Okay. Got it.
I was cool with that.
Yeah.
I had no time, honestly.
Yeah. It looked like a busy. It was very like a
busy.
Jam-packed schedule.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was fun though.
I love that.
Well. Thanks for listening.
Thank you all for listening. Just a little quick check-in with Best. Please continue to do all the things that you've always done. Follow us where we can be followed on TikTok at Away with Words the Podcast, as well as Instagram at Away with Words the Podcast. And you can follow me there at Bri Stories and at Bri_Stories on Twit. And you can follow at AyeTati on Instagram and at HeyTati on Twit. And please, you know by now, I shouldn't have to tell you, follow at MJMKID and at moments_stu, because you just gotta. I don't know.
Thanks.
You should. We love y'all so much. We'll talk to you next week. Everybody say bye.
Bye.